Not a very good movie. A lot of stuff I didn't remember, to be honest, which I'm not surprised. There's this dude, Ian, who becomes like this love interest near the end of the movie for Darcy. Spoiler alert, Darcy is never in an MCU movie again until the fourth Thor movie, which is almost a decade later, and she's still in the MCU because she did appear in WandaVision. But she only had a brief cameo in Love and Thunder. She had a way bigger role in Love and Thunder. But anyways, Ian is not in any of the new stuff or mentioned in any of the new stuff, so I'm pretty sure they just forgot about him like I did. Oh, speaking of Ian, Jane is about to get arrested. Her aura, the Aether, whatever the thing Male Keith wants, protects her. So it throws them all back and Thor teleports her off-world. So that fixes her problems. She's not getting arrested anymore. But Ian was in the process of being arrested, and so was Darcy, because they were a part of it. They were also trespassing. They do not go to jail. The movie is just like, no. They don't explain it. They don't do shit. They just don't go to jail because Thor and Jane went off the world. No, you should take the other two suspects that were trespassing to jail. It doesn't make sense. They have no excuse for them not to go to jail. It's lazy writing, like Deadpool said in Deadpool 2. That movie was trash, though. And I was a bit too positive in my review. I take back a lot of the shit I said. I did not like it just thinking about it again. Anyways, let's get back to Thor 2. They recast Fandral in this movie, which I swear he was recasted in Ragnarok, but I guess not. That was another thing I forgot about this movie, was that he was recasted in this movie. Nothing against Zachary Levi, because he does play a good Shazam. That's honestly the only thing I remember seeing him in besides Alvin and the Chipmunks, and I haven't seen that since I was a kid, so I'm not going to talk about his role in that. But anyways, Zachary Levi did a fine Shazam. So I think he could have did a fine Fandral, but the original actor looked a lot like Fandral. And I liked him better. The Fandral doesn't do much in this, so I can't exactly, say that I got enough of him. They, have a really good opinion on him. Volstagg gets in trouble too. But the Warriors 3, even though, yes, you do see Hogan on the poster, he is in 2 scenes. And they literally write him off by doing a Wolverine and the X-Men thing. Colossus is in the very first episode. Then he's never seen again unless you count Mystique transforming into him for a brief second in Wolverine fighting Colossus. But it doesn't last very long. But he's in this movie for a bit, and Hogan gets wrote out of the movie because he wants to spend time with his family. That is the exact same thing they did with the Colossus and Wolverine and the X-Men. And then we see Hogan for like a split second reacting to the world almost ending. But that's it. Mel Keith was... Sometimes I do watch movies with cliche villains, and I don't criticize them in my reviews as long as the actor did a good job portraying them. There is no offense to Christopher Eccleston, because he was a great Ninth Doctor. That's the only thing I really know him for. He's the one that plays Mel Keith in this movie. But he is just such a cliche villain. He's boring. He even has a cliche line where he's like, the poor choice of words thing that Heath Ledger says in The Dark Knight. Frigga has a line where she says, "I'll never tell you," and he goes, "I believe you," and then she gets killed. Like, yeah, she can't tell because she's dead. How clever. Fucking so stupid. Loki dies again, but he's not actually dead. Woo! Lady Sif is in this, who literally disappeared from the series until Loki, the show. Though it's not even really her, it's an illusion. And she has a brief appearance in Love and Thunder, though hers isn't a cameo. She kinda has a role in the movie, but she's not a cameo like Darcy and Eric were. But speaking of the Warriors 3, but really only the Warriors 2 in this movie, since Hogan doesn't do shit. Because at least Volstagg and Vanderbilt were committing treason for Thor and helping him escape Asgard. They had a pretty important role in this movie just to get killed off like 2 years later. But anyways, yeah, I think that's pretty stupid. Oh, now I remember what I was gonna say. Heimdall gets kicked off of Asgard for obviously committing treason, but the Warriors 3 don't. That is something that I'm gonna talk about more in Thor Ragnarok when I watch it. Because in Thor Ragnarok, the Warriors 3 are still in Asgard, even though they helped commit treason, just like Heimdall. So when they have been kicked off of Asgard too, they don't get an exception because they're Thor's friend. Loki is his brother, adopted brother, and he got banished for eternity. That's how long he was going to sit in that cell until Thor let him out and cut a deal. He was going to be in there for eternity till he died. That is what Odin said. So, how the hell did the Warriors 3 get out of that? Since the MCU seems to think they're trash since they made fun of them in Thor Love and Thunder, which I think is dumb. Yeah, I guess that's about it for this movie because it's pretty boring and forgettable. Oh, actually, one more thing. Curse was way better than Malekith in this movie, and he only had like 2 cool scenes. And speaking of Curse, Loki inadvertently gets his adopted mother killed because he tells Curse a better way to escape the prison without having to fight guards. He says, take the stairs to the left, which ends up leading to Frigga getting killed by Curse. The dude he helped. But they never talk about that. I thought that was weird. But now let's talk about the other thing for Curse. I really like the scene where he's absolutely whooping Thor's ass. It was a really cool scene. He's an underrated character. He should have done more in this movie. But then, the only cool scene he has, really, because I do think his scene where he killed the guards were cool, but he didn't do much there. That was like the only 2 cool scenes. We get to see him like hold a guard's head and just drop him to the floor. So he was kind of cool. But he is just absolutely whooping Thor's ass, and Loki has to kill him. Thor could not beat him. I thought that was awesome. Just beating his ass. Thor probably could have beat him eventually, but man, Curse was not playing no games. Yet earlier in the movie, Thor was able to easily beat this dude up. In like the beginning of the movie, he was like this stone creature that just smacked someone away. And he was ready to throw hands with Thor, and then Thor beats him with like one smack of his hammer, and everyone just quits fighting. So him getting whooped by Curse was pretty cool. That it was like the only memorable thing of this movie was Thor getting his ass kicked by Curse. I liked it. It was just a fun scene to see. You don't see your heroes getting whooped that often by minor characters, which Curse kinda was a minor character. Even though Malekith didn't even really seem like a villain, he was just not very present in this movie. But yeah, I guess that's about it.